class. We'll be starting in a few minutes. I just want to add my students in my WhatsApp group to the class, and then we'll start without wasting much time. How is your day going? Hope you had a wonderful day today. Hope you had a wonderful day. Okay, I think we're almost set. We're almost set. The weather over here is very hot. Okay, welcome everyone. So today we are looking at angles. Angles, that's what we are looking at today. Okay, so for us to understand this topic, first of all, we need to know what an angle is. Okay, we need to know what an angle is. So an angle is formed where two or more lines meet. An angle is formed where two lines meet. It seems the screen is not clear enough. Give me a minute. Okay. So an angle is formed where two lines meet. Okay. So if you have a line coming this way, and then a line coming this way, these two lines are going to meet at this point. So when they meet at this point, they are going to create angles. They're going to create angles. The first one they're going to create is this angle, which is an internal angle. So they're going to create an internal angle, which is the angle inside enclosed by the two lines. But apart from that angle, Benzo, nice to see you. Good evening. But apart from the internal angle, they are going to create another angle outside here, which is the external angle. So at every point where two lines meet, or where two or more lines meet, you should always ask yourself, do we have internal angle here? Do we have external angle here? So you should try to identify the internal angle and the external angle, because there are some questions you might need to solve and it requires you calculating the external angle, while in other situations, you need to calculate the internal angle, okay? So always take note of that. Internal angle inside the two angles, inside the two lines, The external angle is outside the two lines. Okay? So we have seen that an angle is formed where two lines meet. Okay? An angle is formed where two lines meet. Next, we need to look at types of angles. Types of angles. Types of angles. So we have different types of angles. The first one we're going to look at is acute angle. Acute angle. An acute angle is an angle that is less than 90 degrees. An angle that is less than 90 degrees is called an acute angle. So any angle that is less than 90 degrees is called an acute angle. So remember, the topic we are looking at this week is angles, triangles, and polygons. So today we are starting from angles. So an acute angle is an angle that is less than 90 degrees. Daniel, nice to see you. Good evening. An angle that is less than 90 degrees is an acute angle. Examples are 48 degrees is an acute angle, 89 degrees is an acute angle, 72 degrees is an acute angle. So any angle that is less than 90 degrees is an acute angle. Okay. The next type of angle is right angle. Right angle. So a right angle is an angle that is exactly 90 degrees. So a right angle is equal to 90 degrees. So a right angle is exactly 90 degrees. Okay. So we are looking at types of angles. We've seen acute angle, any angle that is less than 90 degrees. Right angle, exactly 90 degrees. The next one is obtuse angle. Obtuse angle. Does anybody know what an obtuse angle is? Does anybody know what an obtuse angle is? An obtuse angle greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. So an obtuse angle is an angle that is greater than 90 degrees, but it is less than 180 degrees. So any angle you find that is greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees, that's an obtuse angle. So 91 degrees is an example of an obtuse angle. 130 degrees is an obtuse angle. 179 degrees is also an obtuse angle. So any angle that is more than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees is an obtuse angle. The next one, number 4, is straight angle. Straight angle. Straight angle. A straight angle is an angle that is exactly 180 degrees. A straight angle is an angle that is exactly 180 degrees. Okay. So a straight angle is equal to 180 degrees. So we've looked at acute angle, which is any angle less than 90 degrees. We've looked at right angle, which is exactly 90 degrees. We've looked at obtuse angle, which is more than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. We've also considered the fourth one, which is straight angle. A straight angle is exactly 180 degrees. Ibrahim, good evening. How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to have you in the class. So let's look at the fifth type of angle. Number 5, reflex. A reflex angle is an angle that is more than 180 degrees, but less than 360 degrees. A reflex angle is more than 180 degrees, but less than 360 degrees. Okay, so a reflex angle is greater than 180 degrees, but is less than 360 degrees. So most external angles of a plane shape of a figure are reflex angles. Okay, so most external angles are reflex angles. And then number 6, we have a revolution. A revolution. So the 6th type of angle is a revolution. A revolution is exactly 360 degrees. Okay, so these are the 6 types of angles we have considered in today's class. The first one is an acute angle. The second one is a right angle. The third one is an obtuse angle, which is between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. The fourth one is a straight angle, which is exactly 180 degrees. The fifth one is a reflex angle, which is between 180 degrees and 360 degrees. And then the sixth one is a revolution. So a revolution is exactly 360 degrees. So this is just a brief introduction to angles. We've seen what an angle is, and we've looked at the types of angles. So in this class, we're going to look at principles governing calculations of angles, okay? The various principles that you need to consider when solving equations on angles. So that's what we'll be looking at in this class. So let's continue. Hope you guys are following. If you are following, please leave a comment in the comment section. Say you are following. If you are following the trend of the lecture, leave a comment in the comment section letting me know that you're following the lecture. Else, I will just assume that you guys are sleeping. Okay, Ibrahim said he's following. Good. So the first principle we're going to look at is sum of angles on a straight line. Sum of angles on a straight line. Okay. So remember earlier I said that an angle that is equal to 180 degrees is called a straight angle, right? So here we are looking at sum of angles on a straight line. So if you have a straight line in this form and you have an angle on it, there's a point here, and you move an angle from this side of the line to this side of the line across this point. What is this angle? This angle here is equal to 180 degrees. How do we know? How do we know? If I draw a perpendicular line up here, vertical line, this angle here is 90 degrees. This angle here is 90 degrees because this angle, when a vertical line and a horizontal line meet at a point, they form a 90 degrees. So this angle here is 90 degrees. This angle here is 90 degrees. Together, 90 plus 90 will give you 180 degrees. So we can simply say from this that the sum of angles on a straight line is equal to 180 degrees because 90 plus 90 is equal to 180 degrees. So this principle states that sum of angles on a straight line equals 180 degrees. So that's the principle. The sum of angles on a straight line is equal to 180 degrees. So with this principle, you can find a missing angle when other angles are given. So if you have a set of angles that are on a straight line and you're expected to calculate the missing angle, you can use this principle to find the missing angle. And we are going to look at that right now. Okay. Let's continue. Let's continue. Okay. Please, I just want to take note of those that are in the class. 1 minute. Okay, Ibrahim. Ibrahim, are you from the WhatsApp group? And then Daniel. Dominic Comfort. Ibrahim, are you from the WhatsApp group? Are you all from the WhatsApp group? I'd like to know. Or if there are any persons here that are not from the WhatsApp group. Are you all from the WhatsApp group? Okay, so let's look at an example. Okay, Daniel is from the WhatsApp group. Okay. Okay. So we're expected to find the value of y in okay. So we are expected to find the value of y in this diagram we have here. Let's call here A, O, B, C, and D. Okay, so this is a diagram, and we're expected to find the value of y. Remember the principle, sum of angles on a straight line. You can see that y, 76 and 64, they are all on this straight line. They are all on this straight line. So we can employ sum of angles on a straight line in order to solve this question. We can employ sum of angles on a straight line in order to solve this question. And remember, we have learned that the sum of angles on a straight line is equal to what? Who can type the sum of angles on a straight line? From what we learned now, the sum of angles on a straight line is equal to what? The sum of angles on a straight line is equal to what? 180 degrees. Okay, Comfort said 180 degrees. Daniel, 180 degrees. Good. So the sum of angles on a straight line is equal to 180 degrees. That means y plus 76 degrees plus 64 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So using sum of angles on a straight line, using sum of angles on a straight line, we know that y plus 76 degrees plus 64 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So what's 76 degrees plus 64 degrees? (76 degrees plus 64 degrees) 140 degrees. 140 degrees. Good. 140 degrees. So y plus 140 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So in order to find y, we need to move plus 140 degrees to the right. And when we cross it over to the right, the positive sign is going to change to negative. So y is equal to 180 degrees minus 140 degrees. Therefore, y is equal to 40 degrees. So we've used this principle to find the value of y. Okay, so we've used this principle to find the value of y. So when you have angles that are on a straight line, you can simply add all of them, equate them to 180 degrees, and then find the missing angle. Okay. Can we continue? So I'm going to give you guys a classwork now. Each time a student answers a question, I'm giving them ticks. The first person to answer the question, I'm giving them ticks. So the person who answers the most questions at the end of the class has, if you are part of the WhatsApp group, that is, if you are part of the WhatsApp group, then you have a cash gift at the end of the class. It's open to about 20 countries in Africa, not every country. I hope your country is part of the number of countries that are in the list that I can send money to. So you guys should try this question before we go to the next principle. The first person to get it gets a tick. So being present in the class gives you one tick, which Ibrahim has gotten one tick, Daniel has gotten one tick, Dominic Comfort has gotten one tick. Okay, so find So find the value of x. The first correct answer gets a tick. First correct answer. Find the value of x. Find the value of x. Daniel said 52. So I'm going to write 52 for Daniel. He might be wrong, so you can put your own answer. He might be wrong. But if he is correct and then you put 52, then he is the first person to put 52. Daniel, where are you from? Where are you from? Any other person giving an answer? Okay, Ghana. Okay, nice to know that. Majority of my followers are from Ghana, and majority of my students in my WhatsApp group are also from Ghana. Okay, let's see. So we have x plus 63 degrees plus 27 degrees plus 38 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so x plus 63 degrees plus 27 degrees is 90 degrees. 90 degrees plus 38 degrees is 128 degrees. So we have x is equal to 180 degrees minus 128 degrees. So this means x is equal to 52 degrees. Okay, so Daniel has an extra tick. Okay, good. Daniel has an extra tick. He was the first person that brought in the correct answer. So now we are going to sum of angles around a point. Sum of angles around a point. Okay. So if we have a point here, and then we have angles that go around it, from the types of angles that we learned earlier, we learned that a revolution is equal to 360 degrees. A revolution simply means the angle that is formed when you go around the point. How do we confirm that it's 360 degrees? If I draw a straight line like this, the angle up here above this point is 180 degrees. The angle below this point here is 180 degrees. So when you add both of them together, you have 360 degrees. That means sum of angles around a point is equal to 360 degrees. So the sum of angles around the point is equal to 360 degrees. So that means if we have a question in this form, example, solve for x in, so if you have a point like this, Okay. So if you have a diagram like this, all these angles are around this point. All these angles are around this point. Therefore, we can apply sum of angles around a point. Okay, sum of angles around a point. And we have seen that the sum of angles around a point is equal to 360 degrees. So when you add all the angles around a point, you're going to get 360 degrees. So using sum of angles around the point, we have x plus 43 degrees plus 162 degrees plus 52 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. Okay. So when you add these three angles together, what are you going to get? 43 degrees plus 162 degrees plus 52 degrees. What are we going to get? What are we going to get? (43 degrees plus 162 degrees plus 52 degrees, 257 degrees. Daniel has another tick, 257 degrees. So x plus 257 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. Okay. So now to get the value of x is equal to 360 degrees minus 257 degrees. So what will be the value of x? Confidence, nice to see you. You're welcome to the class. 103. 103 degrees. So the value of x, somebody say 108. Confidence said 108. Is it 108? 360 minus 257. Check again. So Daniel has still another strike, another mark. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a question now to try, and then we go to the next principle. So we've looked at two principles today. We've looked at sum of angles on a straight line, and now we've looked at sum of angles around a point. So try out this question and give me the answer. So find x. Find the value of x in this question. Find the value of x. Okay, confidence say 103. Okay. Daniel said 122 degrees. 122 degrees. Okay. 122 degrees. Is there any other person with a different answer? Daniel say 122 degrees. Any other answer? Let's confirm. Let's confirm if Daniel is correct. So we have x plus 38 degrees plus 69 degrees plus 71 degrees plus 60 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. So 38 degrees plus 69 degrees plus 71 degrees plus 60 degrees. This is 131, 140, 200, 238 degrees. So x plus 238 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. So x is equal to 360 degrees minus 238 degrees. X is equal to 122 degrees. Okay, good. That means Daniel still has one more strike, one more mark. Okay. I think he has the highest number of marks. The second person is Comfort with 2 marks. That's if she's still here. Okay, so now we've seen two principles when solving equations on angles. The first one we've looked at is sum of angles on a straight line. Now we've looked at sum of angles around a point. The next we are looking at sum of angles in a quadrilateral. Seems I need another pen. Sum of angles in a quadrilateral. Okay. Sum of angles in a quadrilateral. First thing we need to ask is, what is a quadrilateral? Who knows what a quadrilateral is? Can you leave it in the comment if you know what a quadrilateral is? Remember, each time you leave a comment as an answer, you have a mark. The maximum number of marks determines who is the winner of today's class. So what is a quadrilateral? In a few minutes, 1 minute, what's a quadrilateral? If nobody gives the answer in 1 minute, 1/4. Quadrilateral. The question is, what is a quadrilateral? I think it's 40 seconds more. What is a quadrilateral? What is a quadrilateral? 15 seconds more. It's a polygon with 4 sides. Exactly. Confidence has another mark. A quadrilateral is a polygon that has 4 sides. You can also say quadrilateral is a plane shape that has 4 sides. So examples of quadrilateral are square, rectangle, rhombus, trapezium, kite, and so on. So any plane shape that you see that has 4 sides is a quadrilateral. So we need to know that. Now we are looking at sum of angles in a quadrilateral. As I said earlier, a square or a rectangle is an example of a quadrilateral. So let's use a square as an example. So if you have a square like this, sorry, my drawing might not be perfect. You have a square like this. We want to see, when you add these 4 angles, what are you going to get? These 4 angles, what are you going to get? So this angle, this angle, this angle, this angle. So each angle of a square is equal to what? This angle is equal to what? We said it earlier at the beginning of the class, where a vertical line and a horizontal line meet, they form a particular angle. What angle is that? This is a vertical line, this is a horizontal line, 90 degrees. Daniel has another mark. So each of these angles is 90 degrees. Good. So each of the angles of this square, which is an example of a quadrilateral, is 90 degrees. So the sum of these four angles is going to give us what? Interruption. Are we back? Are we back? Sorry about the interruption. The internet connection just went off. Okay. So the sum of angles in this quadrilateral is equal to 360 degrees. So we can say that sum of angles in a quadrilateral equals 360 degrees. So no matter how the shape of the quadrilateral is, the sum of angles in that quadrilateral is equal to 360 degrees. Okay? The sum of angles in a quadrilateral is equal to 360 degrees. We've used this square to prove that sum of angles in a quadrilateral is equal to 360 degrees. So let's look at an example. Yeah, the network still bad? It was bad, it got disconnected, so I have to reconnect it back. So no matter what Daniel has gotten, the last question of the day, if you get that question, it's equivalent to 5 marks. 5 marks. So it's possible for someone to take over. Okay. So if you have okay, so if you have an angle like this, if I have a quadrilateral in this form, we have a quadrilateral in this form. So we're expected to find the value of x. We know that the sum of angles in a quadrilateral is equal to 360 degrees. That means x plus 84 degrees plus 106 degrees plus 72 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. So x plus 84 degrees plus 106 degrees plus 72 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. Okay. So when you add these angles, what will you get? 84 plus 106 plus 72, what will you get? Oh, sorry that your network is bad. Sorry, Ibrahim. Confidence say 262. Confidence has another mark. Now confidence has 3 marks. So x plus 262 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. Okay. So x is equal to 360 degrees minus 62 degrees. So what would that be? Who is giving us the first answer? Who's giving us the first answer? 98 degrees. Daniel has another mark. So Daniel has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 marks. Confidence has 3 marks. 89 degrees. So x is equal to 98 degrees. Sorry, x is equal to 98 degrees. So that's the value of x. That's the value of x. Okay. So in today's lesson, we've looked at sum of angles on a straight line, sum of angles around a point, sum of angles in a quadrilateral. Okay. Let's continue. Let's continue. I'm not going to give you a classwork on this one. I will just wait for the last question. So now we are going to look at sum of angles in a triangle. Sum of angles in a triangle. Sum of angles in a triangle. So if you have, remember we've seen that the sum of angles in a quadrilateral is equal to 360 degrees. So let's look at the quadrilateral again. We know that the sum of angles in this quadrilateral is 360 degrees, right? If we decide to break this quadrilateral into two, what do you observe? Put in the comment section what you observe. What do you observe when you divide this quadrilateral into two like this? What do you observe? The right observation gets a mark. What do you observe? Nana Mensa, nice to see you. Nana, are you from the WhatsApp group? Nana, if you're still here, are you from the WhatsApp group? Comfort said a triangle. Daniel said, I see a triangle. Any of the observation, they might not be correct. Okay, Nana is from the WhatsApp group. Nice to see you, Nana. In fact, they are not correct. They are not correct. They are almost correct. They are close, but they are not correct. So the first person to type in the correct thing gets the mark. What do you observe? Yeah, diagonal. Okay. Yeah, the line is diagonal. But what do you observe happens to the equilateral triangle? No, no, no. Okay, you guys will lose this mark. Confidence and Daniel said a triangle. No, two triangles. Two triangles. Triangle 1 and triangle 2. So the quadrilateral is divided into two triangles. So when you draw a line along the diagonal, the quadrilateral is divided into two triangles. So now we have two triangles, triangle 1 and triangle 2. And we know that the sum of angles in this entire quadrilateral is 360 degrees. So what do you think will be the sum of angles in each of these triangles, since both of them make up the quadrilateral? The sum of angles in each of the triangles will be equal to what? (180 degrees). Daniel say 180 degrees, correct? Let's see why it's 180 degrees. Remember, here it's 90 degrees. This place is 90 degrees, but it is now divided into two. It is now divided into two. So here will be 45 degrees. Also, here was 90 degrees, but it is now divided into two. So here will be 45 degrees. So for triangle 1, the sum of angles in this triangle 1 is equal to 45 degrees plus 45 degrees plus 90 degrees. So when you add 45 degrees plus 45 degrees plus 90 degrees, you're going to get, in triangle 1, the sum of angles is 180 degrees. Therefore, sum of angles in a triangle equals 180. So that gives us the sum of angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. So this is the fourth principle we've learned today. The first principle we learned is sum of angles on a straight line is equal to 180 degrees. The second principle is sum of angles around the point is 360 degrees. The third principle is sum of angles in a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. Now we've learned the fourth principle, which is sum of angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. So these principles are very important. Okay, so let's solve an example. Okay, so if you don't know the principle, oh sorry Ibrahim, you can watch the video later on when your network is okay. Ibrahim, all you need to do is come back to YouTube. You will see the video on my YouTube channel. I will also send the link to the video so that the link of the video to the WhatsApp group so that those that miss the class will watch it whenever they are comfortable. Okay. So we know that the sum of angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. So this means that all these angles sum up to 180 degrees. So x plus 79 degrees plus 42 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. X plus 79 degrees plus 42 degrees will give us, is it 121 degrees? Yeah, I think 121. Okay, Daniel has already gotten the answer. 121 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So we have x is equal to 180 degrees minus 121 degrees. 180 degrees minus 121 degrees gives us 59 degrees, correct? But Daniel, you have no mark for this one because I didn't ask a question. You were faster than every other person. I didn't ask. You just gave the answer before we even started solving. Okay, but well done. So at this point, Daniel is still leading the class with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is it 10? 1, 2, 3. 10 marks. Second position is confidence. Confidence, you came late. I think you would have done better. You have 3 marks. Okay, so now I'm going to give the classwork for today's class. Okay, this classwork is 5 marks, but someone already has 10 marks, so it's almost impossible to catch up with him. But let's do the classwork because it's a class. So this question is now a combination of more than one of the principles we've learned. Let's see if you guys can know when to apply which. So if you're giving your answer, give the value of x. X is equal to this, y is equal to this. That's a complete answer. Okay, good. There's the question. You guys have 5 minutes to get it done. It's not difficult. 5 minutes to get it done. Five minutes to get it done. Someone said, no, you write the two answers at the same time. But I'm going to take Nana's answer. Nana said x is equal to 81 degrees. So I've written that for you. So now it's left for you to get y. X is equal to 81 degrees. Daniel said, no. Daniel, you're right. None of you has given a complete answer. The complete answer is x is equal to something, y is equal to something. That's the complete answer. Okay, now Nana has given the value of y. So I'm going to write it. Y is equal to 101. Okay, let me also write for Daniel. But Nana's answers came before Daniel's answer. So Daniel said x is equal to 81 degrees, y is equal to 101 degrees. Okay, I think that'll be all. Let's confirm the answer so that we can round off today's class. So now I want to ask a question. How did you guys get x? Which of the principles did you use to get x? Which of the principles did you use to get x? So that we will know the principle, because you need to identify the principle you're going to use to get each of the values. So which principle did you use to get x? Daniel says angles on a straight line. Good. So this is a straight line, and these two angles are on this straight line. And we know that sum of angles on a straight line is equal to 180 degrees. That means x plus 99 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. X is equal to 180 degrees minus 99 degrees. X is equal to 81 degrees. So that's how 81 degrees is gotten. Good. Okay, confidence has brought in his or her own answer. Okay, so since we've gotten x, now we know that x is equal to 89 degrees. So we can use sum of angles in a quadrilateral to get the value of y. So y is equal y plus 89 degrees plus 60 degrees plus 108 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. Y plus, when you add these three, what do you get? When you add this answer, what do you get? Someone is saying 259, another person said 267. Can someone confirm? Who among them is correct? 89 plus 60 is 149, 249, 259, 267. 267. So y is equal to 360 degrees minus 267 degrees. Y is equal to someone is saying 257. Is it 257? Someone is saying 259. Wait, though. Let's take it easy. 89 degrees plus 60 degrees is 149 degrees. 149 degrees plus 100 is 249 degrees. 249 degrees plus 10 is 259 degrees. 259 degrees plus 8 is 269 degrees. 267. 267. 267. 267. Oh, yeah. One. Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay, that's what made the difference. Okay, so let me repeat. 140, 141, 241, 251, 259. 259. Okay. So 360 minus 259 gives us 101 degrees. Okay. So for the classwork, Nana gets 5 points. So at the end of the day, Daniel has 10 points. Dominic Comfort has 2 points. Confidence has 3 points. And Nana has 6 points. For attending the class, everybody has 1 point. Okay? Each person that attends the class, your first point is for attendance. So this means the winner for today's class is Daniel. Daniel Van Dyke. Okay? So he is the winner for today's class. So this brings us to the end of this class, and that means that in the WhatsApp group, the only students that I recognize are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students: Ibrahim, Daniel, Dominic, Comfort, and Nana. As I said last month, at the end of this month, any student who does not join the live class or goes to watch the live class will be removed from the group, so that I know that I have only serious students in the group. Okay, so because it's time and effort and also money that we employ in doing these classes. So any student that does not join, oh, comfort, you have 2 points. 2 points. You were getting the answers, but you were not getting it as fast as Daniel. Daniel was always giving the answers before you. So anytime you give an answer first, you get a point. Okay. So in our next class, make sure you are faster. Okay. But also, if probably you are busy and you could not join the next class, you can also watch it, and then at the end of the class, you leave the answer to that day's question, the final question, as a comment. That proves that you actually watched the video. So when I see your comment, I know that you participated in that class for that day. So we're going to be having 12 classes in a month. So at least a student should be part of 6 classes, minimum 6 classes. Any student who is not part of 6 classes, minimum, will be removed from the group. Okay. But thank you guys for being here. We'll see on Wednesday, same time. Okay. Have a wonderful evening. Good night. Okay, the time is Dominic, I don't know which country you are. I'm in Nigeria, so the time over here will be 8:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. In Ghana, it will be 7:30 p.m. So I'm sure of those two countries, the time for those two countries. In Nigeria, it will be 8:30 p.m. In Ghana, it will be 7:30 p.m. You too, Nana. Sound sleep to all of you. Thank you, guys. Good night, and God bless you.